Around age 10, for 23 weeks I was plagued by terrible nightmares. My childhood memories are hazy, but my mother said each night I would scream, thrash around the floor, and claw at my throat. I'd be drenched in sweat when I woke up. That would be bad enough for one night. But they kept coming night after night. Fearing sleep, I quickly became sleep deprived. I grew gaunt, and my complexion pale as clay. Doctors and mediums could find no cause. The writhing nights continued, wearing out my parents too. They seemed sicker than me, to be honest. As mentioned, after 23 weeks, I was saved, but not by any psychic, priest, or clergyman. Take a guess. You'll never get it right. The answer is a hypnotist. Well, an amateur hobbyist hypnotist, actually. But he had apparently cured my dad of mild phobias easily. That connection led to him examining me. I doubted a hypnotist could help. But turns out I'm suggestible like my father. His tactic was making me forget the nightmares. Oddly, after waking I could vividly recall each dream's contents, though only for that period of bad dreams. He had me recount them on paper houses, painful and unpleasant. The man put each house in a box ceiling. It shut with charms so that only he and I would know its hidden location, easy for me to access, but impossible for anyone else to find, even my parents. He said the dreams were trapped inside now, so no need to fear. As long as I didn't open the box myself, I'd be fine. Amazingly, that worked. I was freed from the nightmares. Hard to express my family's gratitude. But the box holding those dream seeds is still within my reach. It had always lingered at the back of my mind. Returning home after college graduation, I remembered it. Once recalled, it nagged at me. I knew best how terrifying the dreams had been, though now I'd forgotten the contents. The fear was certainly real, but childhood terrors often seem silly in hindsight as an adult. I could vaguely grasp now the suggestions he'd planted in me back then. The trick was obvious. I wanted to expose those old fears to daylight's glare and laugh. With that thought, I secretly went to retrieve the box. The charms covering the lid came into view. Thinking he had no real power was foolish of me. As I started prying at the edge with my nail, the dream contents I'd forgotten for 10 years abruptly came flooding back. I was in a Japanese room looking at the shiji where sunlight streamed in. Bamboo grass shadows fell on the Ingawa porch. One window pane at the very top was cleanly cut out, and from it grinned the cheerful, plump face of a middle-aged man. Just his face. The shiji only shook with swaying bamboo shadows. No trace of his body's shadow at all. Behind me stood double sliding doors. I knew they led to a long corridor of adjoining rooms. Faint cooing, like doves, barely reached my ears. Then a drumming began, turn, 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 steadily growing louder. Something racing at full speed toward me, flinging open the doors one by one. Gleeful male laughter, deep from the belly with perverse delight. Drawing closer and closer. I was paralyzed. Somehow I knew I must not look back no matter what. The door behind me slid open, turn. He breathed his rank breath down my neck. Intentional, I thought. Then he whispered softly in my ear. I dropped the box, clatter, jolting me back to myself. I returned it to its original spot and went straight home. So the nightmare box remains there to this day.